Exactly. I agree. I agree a lot about all your observations. One of the projects that I was always asking to my guests: do you believe to art viewing art at home through screening rights? I mean, with new technologies, could it be possible to screen even famous artworks for a couple of minutes at home? Do you think one day museums and collectors could agree to sell the right to screen their collections on other people's walls? What do you think about that?
You know, once again, I think that in life you have to find a balance. You know, what makes a difference between an object and an image is that the object, you can relate to the object because of a human person who has made the object. You know, what makes the difference is the relation, the human relation with the object. And I think that we need human relation with an object because it's the only way to have an emotion. You can have screens to show things, it will be visual, and it can be a very good visual thing, but you will not have the same experience. So I think that in the future, you know, we have a Bill Viola work in our home with a screen. Okay. Uh, and we've been collecting Bill Viola a long time ago, a long time ago. I think that once again, I'm not at all always to go from one thing to another. I think life is made from finding the right balance. Okay. And I think that art will find the right balance between the digital and the real, between creating objects. We need also to create paintings. We need to create videos. We need to create video games. But the more you will create things with a relevant meaning, the more art will be important for the people. So for me, I'm not in this kind of, you know, choice.
What do you think about then monetizing the existing collections? Because lots of collectors today, they've asking each other, what are we gonna do with that these many paintings if we cannot open a museum? And they are looking for a way to way to popularize maybe their collection. So that there comes this digitalization of collections, and there are some services, and I know that some of them. For example, there is Wastari in London. They try to share collectors collection on a private demand basis. What do you think about these kind of services?
I think that once again, the more you share, the better it is. You know, I think that you're asking me the question. I said from the beginning that if you want to keep your collection secret, you can do it because it's a garden. It's your garden. But I think that naturally, fundamentally, an artwork is made to be shown and not to stay in a home, and especially not to be in a kind of golden museum, mausoleum, you know, where only 3 or 4 persons can look at it. So for me, whatever you will try to do to share your collection, I think it's a good idea. Then after, once again, you have your financial constraints, you have your own ideas on how to share, to whom you want to share it, and how you want to share it also. You know, what type of, because once again, to be public has no meaning if it's not relevant for the public. You know, if you just open a museum just to show have these kind of works, if it's a kind of, I shall say, showing yourself through a museum, through the artworks, I don't think that it's relevant for the people. I think you have to be very careful today, really very careful. People are looking for authenticity. People are looking for empathy. People are looking for people who can bring them things, food for their thought. So if you just open a museum to say, I have opened a museum, and you don't really bring to the people what they are really looking for. And when I took the example of Peggy Guggenheim, this is the right example of someone who has created a kind of empathy, she's relevant for many people, like Shushkin, you know. And I think this is the most difficult thing to do for a collector who wants to open a museum. How you can become a little bit someone like this, a little bit, because naturally we don't at all. I'm not at all, I'm not at all. I don't think that I will. It's not in my agenda, and I don't really think or wish to become like Peggy Guggenheim. But she's very inspiring for me. She's very inspiring the way she managed her attitude in the art world. Then you open, I should say in a relevant way, your I should say your collection. You have to have
your project is very inspiring. I just want to ask to our audience whether there are questions, because it's getting late, and you answered almost all my questions. So I just want to give some possibility to the audience if they have questions. Please, if you have questions, you may raise hands or write down to chat, so that we can have answers. Otherwise, I'm gonna ask questions. So then let me ask. So your focus will continue to be Chinese contemporary, or since you're interested to digital artwork, are you open to other artists from different regions outside of China? Regarding
no, we decided to just focus on Chinese contemporary art. But to tell you the truth, I visit all types of exhibitions, and I'm interested by all types of works. But for the collection, I think if we want to stay coherent, if we want to give a very strong image of the collection, I think you have to, I should say, to be very focused. I think that one of the biggest problems today is to have a contemporary art collection is so vague that it becomes very difficult to give a soul to the collection. It's very difficult. And the success of a collection is when you can give a soul to the collection. And one of the ways to give a soul to the collection is to stay, I should say, focused on something, whatever you choose.
Exactly, I understand. But you're mostly going toward digital Chinese contemporary?
No, we've collected paintings also.
Paintings as well.
No, once again, digital is just a medium.
Oh, I see.
What is interesting for me is not the medium, is what the medium brings to me through the object, which is, I should say, created. I'm not focused on mediums. I'm focused on, I shall say, works that brings to me a challenge, brings to me emotion, brings to me questions, brings to me pleasure, more than how it comes to me.
Then regarding to arrange the medium to diffuse your collection, do you collaborate with some technology brands, like sponsoring these glasses, things like that?
At this moment we haven't. At this, before the COVID, I shall say that generally speaking, the art world was very reluctant with digital experiences. A part of using iPad, they were very reluctant. I think there is also something very interesting, Eileen. A lot of private collection has been made by a very successful entrepreneur who, in their business, they use a lot of digital tools. But for their collection, they don't use digital tools. They want to stay under the traditional format of a building and a star architect. And this is for me something which is quite amazing.
Any questions? Okay, there is one question. What are the timelines for VR DSL Art Village project? Where can we get more information?
It will be finished in 1 year. We're just going to launch it, to launch the project this month. It's a very interesting project for me. It's a very challenging project, like the video games. All these projects, I'm making my homework. To tell the truth, I'm not a geek. I'm trying to better understand the time in which I'm living. I'm trying to better understand how I can make this collection relevant for the missing audience, I shall say. So it will take the time. And what is interesting is, since I will be at the beginning of the project, it will also it will be for us, when I say for me, for us, a very way to, I shall say, to educate ourselves in that. It will take 1 year because, we are a very small team, and we wanted to stay a kind of niche team. We don't want to expand, and we want to, I shall say, to enjoy, I shall say, the process. I think enjoy, for me in art, in collecting, the process of collecting is as important as the work which is collected.
Exactly. I wrote a master thesis on an art game, which is named Artville. I bought the name too.
But are you on your LinkedIn? You said that you're interested by video games.
Yes.
So
yes,
what would you like to do in video?
I'm interested. I'm working on things. I'm not technical. I try to write the user experience. I have lots of projects in the air. Maybe you should hire me.
I don't know if I can hire. It's the right word, hire. But I will be very happy to to continue this discussion. And perhaps to find ways to to make things go further. And the more we are in these ideas to share, the more it's the best. And anyone who listening to me today, what I can tell you, you can ask Eileen my email, and I will be very happy to continue this discussion or whatever to answer to your question. So if someone asks you my contact, do not hesitate to give it to them.
Of course. If are there any other questions? Shall we wrap up here? I think that's it. I don't see any more questions. It was great, great presentation, great project. I'm very happy, and I should also mention the name of Stephanie Manesse. Thanks to her participation to our lecture that I met you. So I thank you again to
But
her.
you know, I want to tell you something, and it's not a response to your compliment or your thinking. You know, I follow some of your discussion because you send me the video. I'm very impressed by not only the people who had been interviewed by you, but also by your questions. I think that it's you should share it in a much more wide way because I think I've learned a lot. To tell the truth, I've learned a lot. And before beginning, working on my presentation, I really looked a lot at the others' presentation, and I learned a lot. And so, thank you also for sharing your presentation. And I think that your students are very lucky.
Thank you. I will put all these recordings on my YouTube channel. I wish I had a lot of time just working on art and do all the things which I love, but I have to teach so many other courses. I have about 500 students each term. So, so this is this is like luxury course for me, so that I can dip inside of my dream job. Maybe one day I will have more time to spend on these things. But
I hope, Eileen, that you will have at least time one day to come to Paris.
yes, yes. Okay, I thank you very much
It's
to
my
you,
pleasure.
to all my participants, and I will for sure I will come and meet you in Paris, since my daughter lives in Paris.
Yeah.
Yes,
What is she doing?
She's studying theater at Sorbonne, La Nouvelle Sorbonne, and she's going to École de Palace. Palace. She's dancer at the same time. She's
How old
studying
is she?
theater
Can I
and
ask
dance.
you? How old is she?
She's 19 years old.
You know, you should also, should tell her that contact us. I will present her my daughter, even if she's a little bit old.
I will. She will
I think
be
that
very, very happy.
She
will
I
be
think
very happy.
it could be great to meet her.
You will meet her. She will be very, very happy. She's quite an artistic personality. She loves art. Okay,
Thank you very much.
stay in with art, and always think for the future of art, and also follow the DSL collection, the website, a very impressive website, and all the new developments. Take care, Mr. Lévy, and
hope to see you very soon.
Yeah,
and thank you again for inviting me.
Okay, take care, and bye to everybody. And this was the end of also our semester and art economics course for the year. And it was a pleasure to finish the lecture with such a great guest. Good evening, and
à bientôt.
À bientôt. Okay.
Vous parlez très bien français, hein?
Merci beaucoup. Au
Vous
revoir.
écrivez merveilleusement bien le français.
École catholique.
Où, à la Cato? Rue d'Assas?
École Saint-Benoît, lycée Saint-Benoît.
Ah, au lycée Saint-Benoît. Bah, bravo.
OK.